Chapter 96. Hairtrigger. The final result of the new martial arts competition has not been announced, which means that the rookie king has not yet been born. Although everyone could see that Nye Tien's strength was far from that of Lan Bing's. But before the results were announced, no one was sure who the rookie king was. At this time, all eyes turned to the final referee, Ai on Ming. Seeing Chi Feng's serious face, Ai on Ming couldn't help sweating from his brow. At this time, he first glanced at Qin Yetian and then turned his gaze to Fan Jinwu, not knowing how to announce the result. Lan Bingji was the default rookie king, but Nye Tien's strength was higher than Lan Bing's. If Qin Yetian hadn't made a move, Lan Bingji would have been a corpse. Ai on Ming was at a loss at the moment, not knowing how to announce the result. Chi Feng was obviously on Nye Tien's side, and Fan Jinwu had already told him that this year's rookie king could only be Lan Bingji, not anyone else. At this time, Fan Jinwu finally stood up and walked over slowly. He scanned his eyes once, then nodded slightly to Chi Feng, smiled playfully, and said, "Dean Chi, I didn't expect you to appear, it surprised me." Chi Feng sneered and replied, "Fan Jinwu, you are also a member of Bei." As the general person in charge of this recruitment, someone blatantly broke Bai Yun's rules, but you chose to stand by and do nothing. What does that mean? Fan Jinwu frowned slightly and replied coldly, "I don't need you to teach me how to do it. I am the person in charge of recruiting this time, but you made a move at the new martial arts meeting. I still want to ask what you mean. Do you think I am not qualified to be the person in charge?" Chi Feng raised his mouth, as if he had heard a joke, and said, "I am the vice president of Bai Yun. Someone breaks Bai Yun's rules, and I will stop him. What's wrong? It's you who have been watching with ulterior motives." "Don't have ulterior motives." What Chi Feng said was very clear. He was saying that Fan Jinwu tried to use Qin Yetian's hand to kill Nye Tien. With ulterior motives? Fan Jinwu made a surprised expression on purpose and said in a cold voice, "Chi Feng, you'd better speak clearly. I, Fan, sit upright and can't tolerate sand in my eyes. If someone maliciously hurts me, I will never give up. It's a good one to sit upright." Chi Feng shouted angrily, with unconcealable anger showing on his face. Such words from Fan Jinwu's mouth made him feel sick. "Fan Jinwu, since you want me to speak out, then I will do as you wish." Chi Feng stepped forward with a stern voice. "Qin Yetian's meddling in the freshman martial arts meeting is provoking Bai Yun Academy. The person in charge, but has not acted, has been watching coldly, nothing more than wanting to kill Nye Tien with Qin Yetian's hands. Do you think I don't know what you are thinking? In front of me, put away your hypocrisy." Fan Jinwu wanted to use Qin Yetian's hand to kill Nye Tien. As soon as Chi Feng finished speaking, there was a dead silence, and a needle could be heard. Everyone looked at Fan Jinwu with strange eyes, and the atmosphere suddenly became weird. Fan Jinwu, as the person in charge of this recruitment, faced the provocations of Lan Bingji and Qin Yetian and had been standing idly by. Thinking about it, it was indeed suspicious. Fan Jinwu stood where he was, and clenched his fists. He didn't expect Chi Feng to say it. What a joke! After a while, Fan Jinwu roared angrily, and said loudly, "I don't know Nye Tiansu, why did you kill him?" Chi Feng glanced at Qiushan not far away, suddenly became calm, and said loudly, "Because Nye Tien is a genius because you can't tolerate geniuses. Brother Qiushan was framed by you back then, you think I don't know?" "Akiyama." Chi Feng finally said the name. Qiushan stood not far from Fan Jinwu, and was very calm at the moment, just looking at Fan Jinwu indifferently. 25 years ago, it was Fan Jinwu who destroyed his Yuan Mai. This hatred, Akiyama will always remember. He wanted revenge immediately, but he didn't, because he knew that now was not the time for revenge. Fan Jinwu is very powerful, and his status is even more special, and now Qiushan has no capital for revenge at all. Chi Feng, you fart. Fan Jinwu's complexion changed suddenly, the veins on his face were bulging, and his body exploded with a terrifying aura. His voice was trembling, and his whole body was trembling. Undoubtedly, it was a trembling of rage. Oops, Dean Fan is angry. We won't fight, will we? It is estimated that a fight is going to happen. I have long heard that Dean Chi and Dean Fan are at odds, but I didn't expect it to be the same situation. Both of them are strong in the giant spirit realm, and the Yuan Ling has condensed into the giant spirit real body. If they fight, it will be a good show. The crowd below murmured for a while. Facing Fan Jinwu's fury, Chi Feng's face was calm, his body shook, and he also released a tyrannical aura. Ling Ran said, "Fan Jinwu, if you want to fight, fight. How can I be afraid of you?" The two sides faced each other tit for tat, not giving an inch, and the atmosphere on the scene suddenly became extremely tense. Seeing the scene in front of him, Qin Yetian was overjoyed. Chi Feng and Fan Jinwu are going shopping. This is a good show. Qin Yetian secretly glanced at Nye Tian and intentionally or unintentionally reminded Lan Benji. What he meant was obvious. If Chi Feng and Fan Jinwu fought, Lan Benji could kill Nye Tian. Qin Yetian didn't want to take action himself. Anyway, Nye Tian was extremely weak at this time, and Lan Benji's action was enough. Chi Feng, you slandered me in public. If I endure you any longer, how can I still be Baiyun's vice principal? Fan Jinwu's eyes were bloodshot, and his body was releasing murderous intent as a vicious voice rolled out from his throat. After the words fell, Fan Jinwu's body shook, and a blood-red giant tree with a height of 40 to 50 meters appeared behind him. The trunk of the tree waved in the air, like blood-colored tentacles, exuding a bloody and violent breath. The blood-red giant tree is Fan Jinwu's Yuan Ling, the red blood dragon sandalwood. The red blood dragon sandalwood appeared, and the surrounding air tensed instantly as if being pulled by an invisible force. It was about to split open at any moment. Immediately, a horrible and bloody atmosphere permeated the air. Everyone felt an inexplicable trembling in their hearts at the same time, as if they were about to kneel and worship in the next moment. What a terrifying aura! It's stronger than Qin Yetian. Nye Tian stepped back a few steps. His heart sank. He didn't expect that Fan Jinwu's strength was still higher than Qin Yetian's. Everyone back! Chi Feng roared angrily. The next moment, everyone retreated one after another, several hundred meters away from Fan Jinwu and Chi Feng. Fan Jinwu, I'm going to avenge Brother Qiushan today. Chi Feng smiled coldly, his white clothes flying, his body trembling, and a terrifying elemental force gushed out from his body, condensing into a huge sword behind him, which was 30 meters away. Huge, terrifying. Sword spirit. Everyone gasped. The giant sword is named Xuanchuangyuzhan, and it is Chi Feng's Yuan Ling. The avatar of the giant spirit condensed by Xuanchuangyuzhan looks even more terrifying and shocking. It seems to be able to cut through the sky. This is the third time everyone has seen the real body of the giant spirit today. Qin Yetian's real giant spirit is Ben Lei Beast, which belongs to beast spirits. Fan Jinwu's giant spirit real body is Red Blood Dragon Tan, which belongs to its spirits. Chi Feng's giant spirit real body is Xuanchuangyuzhan, which belongs to soldier spirits. Chi Feng, Fan Jinwu, the shocking battle is about to start.